I learned about chosen family from the people who should have chosen me first. And honestly, the lesson was worth every second of silence that followed. Let me take you back to where this really started. Not at my wedding in Santorini, though that's where everything finally made sense. No, this started on a random Tuesday afternoon when I was scrolling through Instagram and saw my entire family at the Grand Wailea Resort in Maui. My brother Marcus posted a carousel. Sunset photos, Mai Tais by the pool, my niece building sandcastles. My sister Rachel tagged everyone. Mom, Dad, Marcus, Rachel, Rachel's husband, Marcus's wife, all 4 grandkids. Everyone except me. I sat there in my apartment, staring at that post. The comments were rolling in. Beautiful family. So blessed. Making memories. I felt my chest tighten, not because I wasn't invited to a vacation, but because I wasn't even told they were going. I texted Mom. You guys are in Hawaii? 3 dots appeared, disappeared, appeared again. Oh, honey. We didn't want to make you feel bad. It was kind of last minute. The photos showed matching family t-shirts that said Martinez Ohana 2024. You don't get matching shirts made last minute. That was vacation number 1. 6 months later, it happened again. This time, it was Europe. 2 weeks in Italy, France, and Spain. I found out because Dad accidentally tagged our family group chat in a photo at the Colosseum. He quickly deleted it, but I'd already seen it. Already felt that familiar punch to the gut. When I called him, he fumbled through an explanation. Emma, sweetheart, you understand, right? This was for parents and grandparents. The kids wanted to show the grandchildren their heritage. I'm your child too, I said quietly. Of course you are, but this was about the grandkids, and you don't have children yet, so we thought. He didn't finish. He didn't need to. The message was clear. Again. That was vacation number 2. The third one broke something in me. Disney World. The most magical place on earth. Apparently just not magical enough to include me. I saw it on Rachel's Facebook. 7 days. Magic Kingdom. Epcot. All of it. Family photos with Mickey Mouse. 4 generations of Martinez family memories. I wasn't even a ghost in those photos. I was completely erased. This time, I didn't call. I commented on the photo. Looks amazing. Wish I'd known you all were going. Rachel's response came via text an hour later. Emma, don't make this weird. These trips are expensive. We couldn't cover everyone. I stared at that message. Couldn't cover everyone? Except they weren't covering me for anything. I would have paid my own way. I would have paid my own way to all 3 trips if anyone had just asked me if I wanted to come. But that was the thing, wasn't it? They never asked because they never wanted me there. I need you to understand something about my family. I'm the youngest of 4 kids, but I'm different from the others. Marcus, Rachel, and Lisa are all biological siblings. They have Dad's eyes, Mom's smile, that same thick, dark hair that photographs beautifully. I'm adopted. They got me when I was 3, after Mom had complications from Lisa's birth and couldn't have more children. I don't remember my life before the Martinezes. They're the only family I've ever known. And somehow, I've spent my entire life trying to prove I deserve to be part of it. When I was 8, I made a craft project for Mother's Day. It was a handprint flower with petals that said why I loved my mom. Marcus laughed and said, "She's not even your real mom, though." Mom corrected him, but the damage was done. That thought lived in my head forever. When I was 15, there was a family reunion. Second cousins, great aunts, everyone. At one point, I was looking at old family photos with Grandma Martinez. She was pointing out family resemblances. Marcus has your grandfather's nose. Rachel has my mother's eyes. She looked at me, smiled kindly, and said nothing. What could she say? I looked like no one. I spent years overcompensating. I was the one who called Mom every single day. I remembered everyone's birthdays. I showed up to every family event early and left late. I babysit my nieces and nephews for free. I helped Marcus move 3 times. I planned Rachel's baby shower. I kept giving and giving, believing that if I just gave enough, they'd finally see me as real family. But you can't earn love from people who've already decided you're not worth it. The breaking point came 2 months after the Disney trip. I was at Mom and Dad's house, having been summoned for family dinner, which usually meant they needed something. This time, it was to house sit. They were going on a cruise. Alaska, 2 weeks. We'd feel so much better knowing you're watching the house, Mom said. You know how nervous I get about leaving it empty. When are you going? I asked. Next month. Oh, and could you water my orchids? They're very particular. I looked around the table. Marcus was there with his wife Jennifer, Rachel and her husband David, Lisa and her fiancé Chris. Is everyone going on this cruise? I asked, though I already knew the answer. Mom and Dad exchanged a look. That look I'd seen 1,000 times. The look that said they were about to explain why excluding me made perfect sense. It's an adult cruise, Dad said. No kids allowed. Marcus and Rachel couldn't leave their children for 2 weeks, but Lisa's going. She doesn't have kids. Chris has always wanted to see Alaska, Lisa said, not meeting my eyes. It's kind of a pre-wedding gift to ourselves. I felt something crystallize inside me, something that had been building through 3 vacations, a lifetime of second-place finishes, and now this. Let me get this straight, I said slowly. You want me to house-sit while you all go on vacation without me? Again. Emma, don't be dramatic, Rachel said. You're acting like we're doing this to hurt you, aren't you? The silence that followed was deafening. We don't have to explain our vacation choices to you, Marcus said. We're all adults. We can vacation with whoever we want. You're absolutely right, I said, standing up. You can vacation with whoever you want, and I can make choices about who I want at important events in my life too. I left before anyone could respond. Here's what they didn't know yet. I'd been planning to announce it that night. Before the cruise conversation derailed everything, I was engaged. Alex proposed 3 weeks earlier on a sunset beach walk. He's a software engineer, thoughtful and kind, and completely baffled by my family dynamic. He grew up in a tight-knit Greek family where Sunday dinners are mandatory and everyone actually wants to be there. Why do you keep trying with them? He'd asked me after I told him about Disney World. They keep showing you exactly who they are. They're my family, I'd said. Like that explained everything. Family doesn't treat you like an afterthought. Alex's parents had welcomed me like I was already their daughter. His mom, Sophia, hugged me for a full minute the first time we met. His dad, Dimitri, immediately started teaching me Greek phrases and sharing family recipes. His sisters, Katerina and Eleni, texted me directly, sent me memes, included me in their group chat. They chose me, without me having to beg for it. 2 weeks after the cruise announcement, I called Alex's parents. We'd been talking about a destination wedding, something small and intimate. Now I knew exactly what I wanted. Sophia, Dimitri, I need to ask you something. How would you feel about Santorini? Sophia gasped. I could hear the joy in her voice. Emma, are you sure? That's where Dimitri proposed to me 30 years ago. I'm sure. I want to get married surrounded by people who actually want us there. People who choose us every single day, not just when it's convenient. Then we will make it the most beautiful wedding Greece has ever seen, Dimitri declared. We planned everything in secret. Well, not exactly secret, I told people. I told my best friend Maya, who cried and immediately bought her plane ticket. I told my work mentor, Patricia, who'd been more of a mother figure to me than my own mom in many ways. I told my college roommate, Zoe. I told Alex's entire extended family. I didn't tell the Martinezes. 3 months into planning, I was at my apartment when my phone rang. Mom. I let it go to voicemail. She called again. And again. Finally, I answered. Hello? Emma Rodriguez. What is this I'm hearing about you getting married? My stomach dropped. Who told you that? Sophia Papadopoulos posted on Facebook that she's excited to go to Greece for her son's wedding. Greece, Emma? You're getting married in Greece and didn't tell your own mother? I took a deep breath. This was it. I'm getting married in Santorini in 4 months. It's going to be small. Just 20 people. 20 people? Emma, we have 100 people in this family alone. I'm aware. Those 20 people are the ones I actually want there. Silence. Then, are you saying we're not invited? I'm saying I learned from the best. You've shown me over and over again who's really family and who's just obligated to tolerate me. So I'm doing the same. I'm inviting the people who've shown up for me. Emma, you're being ridiculous. We're your parents. Are you? Because parents don't exclude their child from family vacations. Parents don't make their kid feel like an outsider at every family gathering. Parents don't ask you to house sit while they take everyone else on a cruise. Those situations were different. You're right. They were different. Every single time, you found a different excuse for why I didn't belong. Well, congratulations. I finally believe you. I hung up. My hands were shaking, but underneath the fear was something else. Something that felt like freedom. The calls started immediately. First Marcus. What the hell, Emma? Mom is crying. Mom's cried before. She'll survive. You're being selfish. This is your wedding. Family should be there. Then maybe you should have treated me like family. We do treat you like family. Really? Name the last time you invited me to something. Anything. A coffee, a movie, one of your kids' soccer games. Anything where you actually wanted my company and not my free babysitting. Silence. That's what I thought, I said, and hung up. Rachel was next. She tried a different approach. Guilt. Emma, I understand you're hurt, but think about how this looks. What will people say when they find out you got married without your family there? I don't care what people say. That's your concern, not mine. You've always cared more about how things look than how they actually are. That's not fair. You know what's not fair? Being left out of 3 family vacations and then being asked to house sit for a 4th? That's not fair. We can explain all of those. No, I don't want explanations. I spent my whole life accepting your explanations, your reasons, your excuses for why I was never quite family enough. I'm done. Lisa tried last. She came to my apartment unannounced on a Saturday morning. I opened the door to find her standing there with coffee and croissants. Peace offering? She said. I let her in, mostly because I was curious. We sat in awkward silence for a minute. Then Lisa said, I'm sorry. For what specifically? For going to Alaska. For not fighting harder to include you. She paused. For a lot of things. Why didn't you? Fight to include me? Lisa looked down at her coffee. Honestly, because it was easier not to. Marcus and Rachel made it seem like you were being dramatic about Hawaii. And then Italy. And by Disney, I didn't question it anymore. So you knew it was wrong. I knew it felt wrong. But I told myself you probably didn't care that much about vacations anyway. That you were busy with your own life. Lisa, I would have paid my own way to every single trip. All I wanted was to be asked. To be thought of. To matter. She nodded, tears in her eyes. I know. And I'm sorry. What can I do? Nothing. It's too late. Emma, come on. We're sisters. Are we? Because sisters don't do what you've done. Sisters don't watch their siblings get excluded over and over and say nothing. So what, you're just going to cut us all off? No. I'm just going to stop including people who've made it clear they don't want to include me. I'm going to surround myself with people who actually choose me. Lisa left. I heard through the family grapevine that she cried to Mom about it, that there was a family meeting without me about what to do about Emma. What to do about Emma. Like I was a problem to solve instead of a person they'd hurt. The months leading up to the wedding were strange. I felt lighter than I had in years, even as my phone blew up with increasingly desperate messages from my family. Dad tried the stern approach. Mom tried crying. Marcus tried anger. Rachel tried manipulation. None of it worked. Instead, I focused on building something beautiful. Maya helped me choose my dress. Patricia threw me a bridal shower that was more fun than any family event I'd ever been to. Sophia and I spent hours planning the ceremony, the reception, the flowers. Dimitri insisted on paying for the wine. Greek weddings have Greek wine, he declared. Alex's sisters helped me learn a traditional Greek dance for the reception. We laughed so hard I nearly peed myself trying to get the steps right. This was family. 2 weeks before the wedding, I got a letter. Actual snail mail, which was so unlike my family that I almost threw it out assuming it was junk. It was from Dad. Emma, it read, I've spent the last few months trying to understand why you're doing this. Your mother keeps saying you're being spiteful, that you're punishing us, but I've been doing something I should have done years ago. I've been listening, really listening, to you, to your words, to the hurt I kept dismissing as dramatic. I talked to Marcus, Rachel, and Lisa individually. I asked them to tell me honestly about their relationships with you. What I heard broke my heart. Not because of what they said, but because of what they didn't say. Not one of them could tell me about something they did with you just because they wanted to spend time with you. Everything was about what you did for them, babysitting, help moving, planning parties. You were useful to them, but they never actually chose your company, and your mother and I enabled it. We made excuses for them because it was easier than confronting what was really happening. You weren't being treated like family. You were being treated like the help who happened to live in our house growing up. I don't expect you to invite us to your wedding. I don't expect you to forgive us. I just want you to know that I see it now. I see what we did. And I'm sorry. More sorry than this letter can express. Congratulations on your marriage. I hope Alex knows how lucky he is. Love, Dad. I read it 3 times, then I cried for 20 minutes. Alex found me on the couch, mascara running down my face, clutching the letter. What happened? He sat next to me, pulling me close. I handed him the letter. He read it silently. When he finished, he looked at me. What do you want to do? I don't know. It's your wedding, Emma. Your choice, no one else's. I thought about it for 2 days. Then I made a decision. I called Dad. Hello? He sounded nervous. I got your letter. Emma, let me talk. I'm not inviting Marcus, Rachel, or Lisa. They've had years to choose me, and they didn't. They don't get to show up now for the photo op. I understand. But you and Mom can come. If you want to. Silence. Then voice thick. We want to. God, Emma, we want to. There are conditions. You don't get to walk me down the aisle. Patricia is doing that. You don't get to sit in the front row. You don't get special recognition. You're guests, like everyone else. Whatever you want. And if Marcus, Rachel, or Lisa show up uninvited, you leave with them. Immediately. No arguments. Done. I mean it, Dad. I know you do. And Emma, thank you. Thank you for giving us this chance we don't deserve. The day before the wedding, we all flew to Santorini. My parents were on a different flight. I'd made it clear. This wasn't a family trip. They were attending an event, nothing more. The rehearsal dinner was at a small taverna overlooking the caldera. The sunset painted everything gold and pink. I was surrounded by people I loved. People who loved me back without conditions. Maya gave a toast that made me laugh until I cried. Patricia told embarrassing college stories. Dimitri pulled out his bouzouki and started playing traditional music. Sophia taught everyone a Greek circle dance. My parents sat at the edge, watching. I saw Mom wipe tears away multiple times. Dad looked like he was seeing me for the first time. At one point, Sophia came up to me. Your mother wants to talk to you. I told her to wait, that tonight is not the night. But she's asking. I looked over at Mom. She looked small, older than I remembered. 5 minutes, I said. We stepped outside to a quiet corner of the patio. Emma, Mom started, voice wobbling. Seeing you tonight, seeing how happy you are, seeing these people who love you so much. She broke down. I failed you. I'm your mother. I was supposed to protect you, include you, make you feel loved. And instead, I let your siblings treat you like you didn't matter. I told myself I was keeping the peace, but I was just taking the easy route. I chose not seeing your pain over facing their selfishness. I'm so sorry. I felt my own eyes fill with tears. Why didn't you love me the same? I did. I do. But I loved you quietly, and I loved them loudly. I thought you understood. I thought you knew, but understanding isn't enough, is it? You needed to feel it, and you didn't. No, I didn't. Can you ever forgive me? I don't know, Mom. Maybe someday. But right now, I'm just trying to enjoy my wedding. She nodded. That's more than fair. Thank you for letting us be here. Even in the back row, the wedding day was perfect. And I mean truly, completely perfect. I got ready with Maya, Katerina, and Eleni. We drank champagne and laughed and cried happy tears. Patricia came to tell me I was the most beautiful bride she'd ever seen. Sophia brought me a blue handkerchief that had been in her family for generations. Something blue, something old, she said, hugging me tight. The ceremony was at a small chapel overlooking the Aegean Sea. The sky was impossibly blue. White flowers everywhere. 20 people who actually wanted to be there. Patricia walked me down the aisle, and I've never felt more loved. Alex cried when he saw me. His vows were in English and Greek, and I didn't understand all the Greek words, but I felt every single one. When the priest said, "You may kiss the bride," everyone cheered. Real cheers. Loud and joyful and genuine. At the reception, we danced. God, we danced. Alex and I did our first dance to Can't Help Falling in Love. Then everyone joined in. Greek music, American pop, a weird mix that somehow worked perfectly. I saw my parents at one point, dancing together. They looked happy but sad, like they were realizing what they'd missed all these years. Later that night, Dimitri pulled me aside. Emma, I want to tell you something. When Alex first brought you home, I thought, this is the one. You know why? Why? Because when you smiled, really smiled, it was like sun coming out. But you didn't smile that much. You were always worried, always trying to prove something. Now? He gestured around the reception. Now you smile all the time. This is who you really are. Don't let anyone dim that light again." I hugged him so tight. "Thank you for choosing me. We didn't choose you, Emma. We recognized you. You were already family. You just didn't know it yet." At midnight, everyone gathered for sparklers. We all stood on the terrace, holding these little lights, and someone started singing. Then everyone joined in. It wasn't a traditional wedding song. It was Lean on Me. I looked around at these faces. My real family, the family I chose and who chose me back. My parents approached as the sparklers died down. "We're going to head back to the hotel," Dad said. "But Emma, this was beautiful. You're beautiful. And we're going to spend the rest of our lives trying to earn back what we lost. Maybe start by getting to know me," I said. "The real me, not the me who's trying to prove she deserves to exist in the family. Just me." Mom nodded. "We'd like that, if you'll let us. We'll see. Baby steps." After they left, Alex found me standing alone on the terrace, looking at the water. "You okay?" he asked, wrapping his arms around me from behind. "Yeah, I really am." I turned to face him. "You know what the best part of today was?" "What?" "Not a single person here was obligated to come. Everyone was here because they wanted to be, because they love us. That's what a family should feel like. That's what family does feel like. You've always had it backwards, Emma. You thought you had to earn love from the people who shared your DNA. But real family? They just give it. No conditions." The next morning, Maya and I had breakfast on my hotel balcony. She was flying out that afternoon. "So," she said, stealing a piece of my toast. "Any regrets?" "About what?" "Not inviting Marcus, Rachel, and Lisa. I know they've been blowing up your phone." I checked my messages. 17 texts from Marcus, 12 from Rachel, 23 from Lisa. All variations of the same thing. Hurt, anger, disbelief that I'd really gone through with it. "No regrets," I said, putting my phone down. "They had every chance to show up for me before this. They chose not to. Actions have consequences. Lisa's text says she wants to talk, says she understands now. Understanding isn't the same as changing. I'll believe it when I see it sustained over time. Not just because she feels guilty about missing my wedding." My phone rang. "Mom," I answered. "Hey." "Hi, sweetheart. Your dad and I are at the airport. I wanted to say thank you again for letting us be there. It meant everything." "You're welcome." "Emma, I know you said baby steps, but would it be okay if I called you sometimes? Not every day, just sometimes?" "Sure, Mom, you can call, and maybe we could get coffee when you're back? Just the two of us?" I hesitated. Then, "Yeah, we can do that." After we hung up, Maya looked at me. "You think they'll actually change?" "Honestly, I don't know. But that's not my responsibility anymore. My responsibility is protecting my peace and building my life with people who see my worth. If they can learn to see it too, great. If not, I'll be okay. Look at you. All healthy boundaries and self-respect." I laughed. "It only took 30 years and 3 family vacations I wasn't invited to. Better late than never." Alex and I spent 2 more weeks in Greece for our honeymoon. We island hopped, ate incredible food, swam in the clearest water I'd ever seen. We stayed with Dimitri's cousin in Crete for 3 days, and got adopted into their family too. More proof that family is about choice and love, not blood and obligation. On our last night, we sat on a beach in Mykonos, watching the sunset. "I have something to tell you," I said. Alex looked concerned. "What's wrong?" "Nothing's wrong. It's just, I've been thinking about what Dimitri said, about recognizing family versus choosing them, and I think I want to change my name. To Papadopoulos? Emma, you don't have to." "No. I mean, yes, I want to take your name, but I also want to legally drop Martinez. I don't want it anymore. It doesn't represent who I am or where I came from. It represents years of trying to belong somewhere I was never fully welcome." Alex was quiet for a moment. Then, "Have you thought about what this means? You can't undo it." "I know, and that's exactly why I want to do it. Emma Papadopoulos. A name I chose. A family I chose. A life I built on my own terms. Then that's what we'll do." 3 months after the wedding, I legally changed my name. I didn't tell the Martinezes beforehand. They found out when I updated my Facebook. Rachel called immediately. "You changed your name? You're really erasing us completely?" "No, Rachel. You erased me a long time ago. I'm just making it official. This is insane. We're your family. Actually, you're not. Not anymore. The Papadopoulos family is my family. They've shown me what family actually means, what it feels like to be chosen every single day. You're being dramatic, and you're being predictable. Look, Rachel, I don't expect you to understand, but I need you to respect it. I'm done arguing. I'm done explaining. I'm done trying to make you see what you did wrong. I'm just done. So that's it? You're just cutting us off? I'm not cutting you off. I'm just not chasing you anymore. If you want a relationship with me, you're going to have to put in the work. Real work. Not just showing up when it's convenient or calling when you need something. Actually trying. That's not fair. Life's not fair, Rachel. You taught me that. Now you get to live it. I hung up. Marcus sent an email. Long, detailed, mostly defensive. But at the end, there was something that caught my attention. Maybe you're right. Maybe we took you for granted. I've been talking to Jennifer about it, and she pointed out that we only ever call you when we need a babysitter. I didn't realize how one-sided our relationship was until you weren't there anymore. I'm not asking you to forgive me. I just want you to know I'm starting to understand. It wasn't an apology, but it was acknowledgement. That was more than I'd ever gotten before. Lisa came to see me in person. She brought lunch and a letter. I'm not going to make excuses, she said. I'm just going to tell you what I've learned. Chris and I have been in therapy, not couples therapy. He made me go to individual therapy after the wedding. He said I needed to figure out why I was okay with treating you the way we did. And my therapist asked me a question. She asked, if Emma wasn't related to you, would you be friends with her? And I realized the answer was yes. If I met you randomly, I'd probably really like you. You're funny and smart and kind. But I never treated you like someone I liked. I treated you like background scenery. Someone who was just there. I'm so sorry, Emma. I felt tears start. Thank you for saying that. I don't expect you to let me back in. I just wanted you to know that I see it now. I see what we did, and I hate that we did it. Can I ask you something? Anything. Why? Why was it so easy to exclude me? Lisa was quiet for a long time. Then, because you weren't blood. And I know how awful that sounds. But that's the truth. Somewhere in our heads, Marcus and Rachel and I decided that made you less than. Not consciously. We wouldn't have said it out loud. But in our actions, in the way we treated you, that's what we believed. And Mom and Dad never corrected it, so we thought it was okay. It wasn't okay. No, it really wasn't. We sat in silence for a while. I'd like to try again, Lisa finally said. If you're willing. Real sisterhood, not obligation or guilt. Just trying. Maybe, I said. But it's going to take time. And consistency. You don't get to waltz back into my life because you feel guilty. You have to show up. Really show up. I can do that. We'll see. Mom and I started having coffee every other week. At first, it was awkward. We didn't know how to talk to each other without the buffer of the rest of the family. But slowly, we found our rhythm. She asked me about my job, my friends, my life with Alex. She actually listened. One day, about 6 months after the wedding, she said, I need to tell you something. I've been seeing a therapist too, working through why I let things get so bad between you and your siblings. And what did you discover? That I was terrified of you feeling different, so I overcompensated by treating you exactly the same, which sounds good, except I didn't account for the fact that Marcus, Rachel, and Lisa didn't treat you the same. They treated you like an outsider, and I pretended not to see it because acknowledging it meant confronting that maybe we'd failed you as parents. You did fail me. She flinched but nodded. We did. And I'm so sorry. You deserved better. Yeah, I did. Can I ask what it was like? Growing up feeling like that? I thought about it. Imagine you're at a party where everyone knows each other. They have inside jokes, shared memories, a language you don't speak. You're technically invited, but you're always on the outside of the circle, always trying to prove you belong there, always wondering if they'd even notice if you left. That's what it felt like, every single day. Mom started crying. Emma, I'm not telling you this to hurt you. I'm telling you so you understand, so you know what you're trying to rebuild from. I don't know if I can fix this. Maybe you can't, but you can try. And honestly, that's more than I thought I'd get. A year after the wedding, Alex and I hosted our first Thanksgiving. In our house, our rules, our guest list, we invited his family. Maya and her boyfriend, Patricia, Zoe, a few other close friends. and we invited Mom and Dad. Not Marcus. Not Rachel. Not Lisa. They weren't ready. I wasn't ready. Maybe someday, but not yet. The day before Thanksgiving, Lisa called. Hey, I know I'm not invited tomorrow. I just wanted to say I hope you have a great day. Thanks, Lisa. And Emma? I've been showing up, right? I've been calling every week, coming to visit, not asking for anything. You have. I'm not doing it to get invited to things. I'm doing it because I actually want to know you. But I also want you to know that whenever you're ready, I'm here. No pressure. Just, I'm here. After we hung up, Alex found me staring at my phone. What is it? I think Lisa's actually trying. Do you want to invite her tomorrow? No, not yet. But maybe. Maybe eventually. Thanksgiving was beautiful. Loud and chaotic and full of love. Dimitri and Sophia brought enough food to feed 30 people even though there were only 12 of us. Dimitri played bouzouki after dinner. We taught Mom and Dad the Greek circle dance. At one point, I looked around the table. Everyone was laughing, talking over each other. Patricia was arguing good-naturedly with Dimitri about the proper way to make spanakopita. Maya was showing Sophia photos from her recent trip to Japan. This was family. Mom caught my eye. She smiled, a real smile that reached her eyes, and mouthed, "Thank you." Later, as Alex and I were cleaning up, Dad pulled me aside. "Emma, I need to say something. Seeing you tonight, seeing you this happy, seeing the life you've built. You did this without us. You found real family when we failed to be one for you. And I'm proud of you. I'm proud that you had the strength to walk away from us and build something better. Dad, let me finish. I know we're trying to rebuild, and I'm grateful for every coffee, every phone call, every chance you give us. But I also want you to know that you don't owe us anything. You don't owe us forgiveness. You don't owe us a relationship. Whatever you choose to give us is a gift we don't deserve, and we know that." I hugged him, really hugged him. "I'm trying, Dad. I want this to work, but it has to be real. It will be. We'll make it real. It's been 2 years since the wedding now. Mom and I have coffee every week. Dad and I go to baseball games sometimes. He's teaching me about the statistics side of the sport, something he used to do with Marcus. Lisa and I are rebuilding slowly. She came to my birthday dinner last month. We're not close yet, but we're trying. Marcus sends occasional texts, always brief. Thinking of you. Hope you're well. Baby steps. Rachel and I don't talk. Maybe we never will. Some bridges burn completely, but here's what I've learned. Family isn't about blood. It isn't about obligation. It isn't about who raised you or who shares your DNA. Family is about who shows up, who chooses you, who sees your worth without you having to prove it. Family is Sophia calling me just to chat about her day. It's Dimitri insisting we come to Sunday dinner every week. It's Katerina and Eleni treating me like the sister they always wanted. It's Maya knowing when I need a girls' night without me having to ask. It's Patricia mentoring me at work and in life. Family is Alex, every single day, reminding me that I'm enough exactly as I am. I learned about exclusion from the Martinezes. They taught me what it feels like to be the afterthought, the obligation, the one who doesn't quite belong. But the Papadopoulos family taught me something better. They taught me what it feels like to be chosen, to be wanted, to be home. And honestly, that lesson was worth every second of silence, every uninvited vacation, every moment of not belonging, because now I know what real family feels like, and I'm never settling for less again.